All right, y'all. So I'm here to let y'all know that I didn't get my apartment through the regular Housing Connect lottery. I actually got my apartment through the shelter lottery. Um, Me and my family were staying in the family shelter from the end of April 2023 until October 2024. So that's like a year and a half. It's funny how we got selected for this apartment because I didn't even apply on the regular Housing Connect apartment lottery for this apartment, and I'm actually glad that we got selected for it through the shelter lottery because if I would have went with the 509 3rd Avenue apartment that I had did a viewing for, I posted a tour on it. That's included with a story time about Housing Connect. We had a hard time getting furniture if we wanted to go to like a local store because the area is like, it's nothing but office buildings, and the Target, I think a Target was like, how many stops away? Basically, you will have to take a train and travel in order to get stuff. Whereas where I'm at right now, everything is walking distance, and that's great for me. So let me break it down, right? So my family and I went to PATH in the end of April 2023. The social worker was trying to get me to get the City FEPS voucher, which helps you get help for rent, basically. Like they pay a portion of your rent. Like you get a voucher. If you work, a portion of your rent gets paid and you pay the rest. If you don't work, they cover your whole rent, and the voucher is good for 5 years. So the social worker that was at PATH was trying to get me to get the City FEPS voucher through home base. And before I even decided to go to PATH, I tried to go ahead and get help through home base, but because I didn't have a cash assistance case, they just told me that they couldn't help me. Not even say like, oh, when you get a cash assistance case, call us back. No, they told me to just go to PATH. So yeah, that's what I did, and we got admitted into a shelter. And to get approved, to get help for the voucher, we had to go through that process for a whole month. A whole month. I think we had to do the phone call twice. I think we had to do it twice. Because I remember the first time they tried to say that we missed the call, but I don't think we did. I think the people were just very busy and they wasn't able to get back to me. Bro, my husband has been sneezing for the past hour. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Bro. Like I don't know how many times I've been trying to make a video about this situation. Like, it seems like the devil is really trying to stop me from, telling my story. But so yeah, all right. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get back on board. So went to PATH at the end of April of 2023. Got I made it into a shelter, got approved to be in the shelter in like the beginning of May. So when I met my caseworker, she immediately told me to go ahead and get a cash assistance case. Now that alone took about 6 months, like 6 to 7 months, because I worked and I had a consistent income. So in my predicament, it was me, my husband, and my son. My husband don't work, and also my husband doesn't have a legal status. So because of that, on my cash assistance case, it's only me and my son. So at first, they wasn't trying to give me my cash assistance case because I already knew they was going to tell me that I make too much. However, my husband and I had a little bit of extra time on our hands, and I ended up getting pregnant. And I will honestly say that that was probably a blessing in disguise, because as soon as I went ahead and gave them the paperwork that I'm pregnant, I'm in the shelter, my stuff got approved. It got approved. Like right after I gave them the letter saying that I'm pregnant. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. But I think that was around like October. I think it was like around the end of October, now that I think about it. And 2 months later, I get a knock on my door from the assistant director talking about, oh, you got selected for a 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn. And I was like, oh, amazing. And when he said the location, I even got more excited because it's in the neighborhood that I grew up in. Like, how is that not heaven sent? I don't have to relearn an area. I don't have to try to find out where's what. Like, I know where certain things is. And I don't have to be, stressed to try to find stores. But yeah. Now, when I found out that news, I automatically thought that we was gonna be out of there in like between a month and a half. But when that month and a half came by and still nothing, I went ahead and I was like, all right, maybe we'll be out of here before I have the baby. And my due date was for March 17th. So while we was in the shelter, I had to basically sit and agree with the doctor at one of my appointments and say that it's best for me to get induced because my baby girl was on the big side. So I'm sitting there and it's February and I'm like, oh, I hope we hear something back that we get to view the apartment and be out of there before I have the baby. Time go by. They told me about they waiting for a TCO. Now, I don't even know what the hell that is. So I had to Google it. And I don't even think I said the right thing, but anywho, they had to get a certificate of occupancy. So that's for allowing people to move into the building. Man, I don't know how long it took them to do that, because I was told that the person who was originally dealing with my file was also pregnant, and I guess she was doing whatever, because when the next person came and got my stuff, like got my file, things was moving like this. So around like, I would say around mid-August is when the person started contacting my housing specialist and I. And we had to do paperwork all over again, resubmit everything that I had sent in already. And we had to go ahead and call my life insurance company to get some numbers, because they want to know too much. They want to know about your assets. So I had the life insurance, I had a pension with the city, I have a 401k and a 457, and they want to know everything about it. And I guess that's just to make sure you could pay your rent when you fall on hard times. So fast forward, now we're here. So before I had the baby, my voucher was for $2,696. And that's good, excuse me. And that's supposed to be good for a 1-bedroom. But after I had the baby, my voucher is $3,027. So because I work, I have a high portion, and city FEPs pay like $2,000 and change, and I pay $1,024 per month, and that's not including electricity. I have to pay that on my own. So I mean, I'm so thankful, and I'm glad I went through that process, because that honestly teaches me that I don't want to go back there. Like, my family and I really went through some stuff in that shelter. Like, not even with people, like, just, if y'all want a story time on my experience in the shelter, I'll be more than welcome to let y'all know. But if y'all don't, I'm not even going to do that. But I would say, little advice for anybody that's thinking about going through the shelter system, to go ahead and get up on their feet and do what they have to do for their family, or just for yourself, especially if you're a single person. I would say, don't go in there weak-minded, and don't go in there ready to bicker back and forth with people, because it will get you nowhere. It will get you nowhere. And I would say, stay to yourself, but be respectful, you know? Because one thing I would say is that I completely stayed to myself, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm not even going to say women, but people are catty. So you want to make sure you avoid any and everything to keep you out of to keep you out of conflicts. So yeah, that's how I got my apartment. And to also make it clear, the 509 3rd Avenue apartment was not through the shelter system. That was actually through Housing Connect. They only contacted me because, one, the people with lower log numbers, I guess they didn't want that apartment. However, I couldn't even get it either, because I was already in the process of getting this apartment, and they couldn't stop the paperwork with HRA. So, I couldn't take it. And I also had a low log number. My log number was 186 or 168, one of them, but it was low. So keep applying. And if you could avoid going into the shelter system, I would say go through the home-based route. Like, just go through that route. And I also heard like people go through a lot going through the home base route, but when you create a plan, you gotta stay strong, stay on that process, like stay committed, because it's worth it. It's worth it. Like, I'm so happy that I'm in my apartment now, and the next thing to do now is to continue leveling up. So this gives me the time to go ahead and work on following the path that God wants me to be on. So yeah. And I also owe y'all in a About Me video. I did post a short saying that if I get to 250 people, subscribers, I will go ahead and let y'all know about me. And when I looked on YouTube Studio before I made this video, I'm at 302 people that are subscribing to me. Little old me, little old Kimberly, like, I owe y'all one. So I got y'all. I might have it up tomorrow. I think I might actually make that video after this. But I thank y'all for watching. Again, if y'all want me to tell y'all my experience in the family shelter, post, put it in the comment. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, because we got more content coming. And give me a like. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to go get something to wake me up a bit, because my baby girl done ragged me down to the land of sleepiness. And I said ragged, I meant dragged. But she done dragged me down to the land of sleepiness, because she would not go to sleep for nothing. But yeah, y'all, I'll see y'all later. Peace.